Are you ready for your trip?
I don't know. I feel like I'm packed, but I know I forgot something.
Yeah.
I always stress. I don't like flying.
Agreed. I don't like flying either.
I know. And usually if we both fly somewhere, I can be the one that's like, okay, everything's fine because you're stressed out.
Yeah.
And now I have to be the stressed out one and the calm one. And I don't like it.
So there's that.
I know. I'm not even taking drugs with me. It's stupid.
You're taking your anxiety medication, right?
Yeah, those.
Okay.
Like the fun ones.
Yeah. Nothing fun.
Nothing fun. Remember, like, back in the day when you could get drugs from strangers and not have to worry about, like, dying from fentanyl?
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Kids these days will never know that.
They'll never know. Just buying drugs from strangers and being perfectly fine.
Right? Ugh.
I know.
They have it rough.
I know. Now I gotta go to Vegas and I can't even buy drugs from strangers. Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh well.
What do you do?
We'll have fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna go see a bunch of cool shit. Like, it doesn't even sound like we're gonna be in Vegas for like half the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Your uncle doesn't really want to be in Vegas either, like that.
I don't want to.
I think he's spending enough time in Vegas to where he's the same way. Like,
like we're
it's
gonna
not like
go...
you guys are gonna go hang out and gamble at the Bellagio or something.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, he keeps saying that he has to gamble because of like the room we got. And I get that, right? It's like he has to like keep it going. So he has to gamble to be able to get like deals on rooms.
Okay.
But I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to gamble. It's not my jam.
Yeah. We stopped gambling years ago.
Yeah. It's because I'm terrible at it. And I just lose money. And then the problem is they hand you free drinks and you're like, I'm invincible. I can win all this money back.
Unless you're gambling a lot of money, the free drinks they're handing you are crap.
Yeah. Well, were you on the phone because Sheldon just went down there?
Yeah.
He said he ordered a drink and it was $32.
Yeah.
Like, if someone hands me a $32 drink, I'm choking them out.
Yeah, he did say it was like
a mixed drink.
It was like
with
a 30-ounce drink or something like that. And he did pay for it, so there's obviously alcohol in it. But yeah,
it's not my jam. Like, just give me like a $4 beer. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny going to Vegas and being like old. Like none of the touristy shit like is enticing. Like we're going to the Hoover Dam. And that seems cool as fuck because I just want to see the inside of the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Like, that seems interesting. Like, going and partying.
God, you're so old.
Partying on the strip just seems so fucking boring.
Partying on the strip, though, never really seemed like that much fun. Mm-hmm. Like, when you and I went to Vegas, I don't know, it was like our 5th anniversary or something. Like, one of us stayed sober to watch the other one. We took turns drinking. Like, it's just... And I mean, that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, but like it almost seems like Vegas could be rad, right? You could literally do anything as long as you had the money. There's tons of cool shit I'd love to do in Vegas, but I just don't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Like they have the race car track, right?
Yeah, that you can drive a race car.
Like hand me a Ferrari and I hand you money. Okay.
Yeah. No.
But I don't want to spend $400 for like 5 laps.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, it's cool as fuck. Yes. Do I want to do it? No, I don't want to spend the money. I just did.
Yeah.
I'm too. It's the Jew. I just can't do it. But then ironically, I would drop $20,000 on a boat tomorrow. Yeah, like... I want to buy cool shit that I can like have.
Use a lot more.
Yeah.
Rather than spend $400 and I mean you do have memories and whatever, but.
Yeah, I get that, but memories, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
Hey, listen, I'm fine with you not going and driving a race car around a track.
Yeah, because you don't want me to spend the money either.
No, it's not just the money.
Oh, so it's not the money. All right, I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's not. No, I said it's not just.
I just wanted to make
money.
sure. So if I do drop,
I said it's not just
$500 on a race
money.
car, then it's not a big deal.
I said it's not just the money.
Oh, okay. You're strapped in. I'm not going to get hurt.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. Hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but like I'd rather buy cool shit. Like
I know.
Buy a Razor we can both drive around.
Yeah.
Granted, it's $20,000, right?
Yeah.
It's not $400 or $500 for, but it's just a couple laps around the track. It looks cool as fuck, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to spend money on a half an hour worth of, I don't know, like you said, memories.
Yeah.
Who knows? Now that I got there, okay.
You did not get an okay at all.
My Chase credit card okays me like 20 times. So.
All right.
Gonna get into it?
Yeah. Calling all high-strung roommates. Can someone explain what is happening here? So I have two roommates. One is super controlling. Just one of those roommates who thinks it's their own personal apartment and they're just mad that you exist. She has a super negative personality, so I'm perfectly fine with avoiding her. So while it hasn't been the most pleasant living situation, I've been relatively fine with it because she isn't awful. Kind of sounds awful. Like you're just avoiding somebody, like
you're complaining about her, so she's not great.
Well, and you're like just I don't know, avoiding somebody. It sounds kind of awful.
I know.
This year, she has taken control of everything. The thermostat, preferred cleanliness of the apartment, writes aggressive notes, and moves anything that isn't hers in the common area into a pile at the bottom of the stairs. I'm of the mind that if you have enough time and energy to put that much effort into controlling your living environment, go ahead. I am someone who really doesn't pay attention to much, like to the point where you could rearrange my entire room and I probably wouldn't notice. So I really need some help trying to figure out what is going on with my roommate. Our ice machine has always had just enough ice. I thought we had the world's slowest ice machine, which is really annoying in the summer. But this week, I noticed there's an on-off switch to the ice machine. I realized this entire year, she has been turning the ice machine on, giving us certain amounts of ice cubes, and then turning it off. She has manually been controlling how much ice we can have. Our ice machine turns off automatically when it gets too full, so I don't get what the point is. I know this isn't the world's biggest issue, but I'm just so confused about why someone feels the need to control how much ice I have.
Fuck that. I don't think it has anything to do with ice. It has to do with
the control.
Her just controlling every situation. Just fucking get rid of her. She sounds horrible. If someone put that much thought like into turning off the ice maker and thinking you're going to save 3 cents for the month, get rid of them. Your life's too fucking short.
Yeah. Like I understand having, a range where the thermostat goes. That makes sense.
Leave it somewhere.
I get having like the cleanliness of the apartment is up to a certain standard for everybody. That makes sense.
Because it's...
Don't fuck with ice.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine? If I just started turning off the ice because you were using too much? Every cup of water has it doesn't even have water. It has ice in it with this splash of water. And then throughout the next hour or two, it melts to have enough water.
Yeah.
You want ice at 33 degrees. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
I don't get it, but whatever. I don't give a fuck.
And even before we had ice machines, I had a whole system of rotating
ice trays. Yeah.
To make sure that we always had enough ice. And if you did it right, you kept up with everybody in the middle of summer and you could have 5-7 people here. As long as you did it right, you always had ice. Everybody had ice. That's a lot of control.
I've just never concerned myself enough. I don't care. Like if I walked in and there was no ice, I'd be like, oh, all right. And fill up a glass of water.
Yeah.
It would bug you more. But if like I regulated your ice, I honestly think we would like go to marriage counseling. Like everything else I do, that would be the kicker.
I have backup ice in the chest freezer bought from the store if we ran out of ice.
Yeah.
I just think it's like the whole control and just.
That's all it is.
Like she started out the whole thing, or they started out the whole thing, whatever, with saying that they have a roommate who seems just mad that they even exist. This person should live by themselves.
100%. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Or go get your own place and leave that place. Just get away from them.
Yeah.
They're just a shitty person in your life.
I just could not. It just seems like living in so much negativity.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Life's too short for that much negativity.
I just always look back on when we do these roommate ones, like Brian and being the greatest roommate ever. When it was just me and him before I met you, greatest roommate ever. Barely ever saw him. We had a great place.
Yeah.
It was clean. We worked opposite shifts. And then Sundays we sat around and drank beer and watched football. Mm-hmm. He was just the coolest dude. I don't remember ever once either of us cooking on a pan in that. I don't remember it once. He was the best roommate ever. Yeah. So when I hear stuff like this passive aggressive, like controlling stuff,
yeah,
I'm like, oh no. Like there's so many things that you could stress out outside the walls of your house. Why would you ever stress out about anything inside the walls of your house?
Yeah. I've had some pretty shitty roommates.
I had great ones.
I've definitely had, there was one roommate that was so controlling. So I kind of like get this whole ice thing because it was like, it didn't matter what I did, how much I cleaned or whatever. Like it just was never good enough.
Did you have like...
And I don't fuck around when it comes to cleaning.
You're amazing when it comes to cleaning as long as you're the one who like thought about it and
I know, but what I'm saying is like when I clean something, it's clean.
Yeah.
You're wiping down counters and you're not just doing dishes, you're wiping down stoves and so it didn't matter. Mm-hmm. And then like I worked a lot because I worked at the bingo hall, but this was before I met you, obviously. And so I worked a lot of hours and in like a short amount of time. And then like this person didn't have a car. And so they were like relying on me and my friends. And it was just, and then like on top of it, like no matter what. And I remember I lived with them. They ended up like kicking me out, which was perfectly fine. It actually wasn't like her kicking me out. Like she got back together with her boyfriend because she broke up with her boyfriend, which is why I moved in.
Okay.
And so I moved in to help her out because she couldn't afford the rent there. And so this whole time, like she's hanging out with my friends, getting rides from us, doing all of this stuff. And then she gets back with her boyfriend again. And then he's just like, oh, I don't like her being here. She can't do this. She can't. And like the rules just started piling on. And then she was like, I don't think we should live together. And I was just like, yeah, you're fucking right. I'm good.
You're like, you made this so miserable. I'm perfectly fine with it.
And it was so easy to just be like, nope, you're right. I'm good. Like, I'll be out very quickly.
As soon as possible.
I was already not, when she got back with her boyfriend, I was already not really staying with her.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, fuck that. He's a piece of shit. I can't keep my mouth shut about him. So I should probably just not be here. So I totally understand having that controlling person of being like, well, this is my place and you need to do this and do that. And yeah, like it would be like, there would be like a bottle of beer sitting on like
a coaster,
the coffee table. I was trying to think of what it was called. Coffee table. One of those things that I hate. And it would be like all hell broke loose. Like I'm just the most filthy person in the world.
Which is so ironic.
It's so ironic.
So
I know.
ironic.
I know. It's completely ironic.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
But there's people who that's how they are.
Yeah.
They're like...
Well, and that's how she was.
It's like people who are like really controlling and they act like a clean freak, but they're really gross. And they're just... They're messy.
Back then, she wasn't...
Messy?
Yeah. Actually, her places were... Because she just didn't have like a lot of clutter. She didn't have a lot of stuff. You know? But she also... It was just like the small little things. It's not like I would have friends over or whatever, and she'd be like, so you had 5 and you told me you were going to have 4. And I'm like, are we not both fucking adults here?
Yeah, don't we have a big house?
Did I need to call everything's picked up when they leave? They're not here until 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, if you want me to throw a party and you want to be disappointed and upset with me, I can make that shit fucking happen.
How many nightmarish flashbacks did you have?
So many. Yeah, so many. Yeah. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Brian just had we just never even wanted people over. I don't even remember having friends over to my apartment because it was so nice and relaxing and clean. It was like, oh no, we can go do whatever you want. I'll meet you there. And we're always at someone else's place because when I went back home, it was just so relaxing, so clean, so organized. It was just...
I didn't have friends that I brought there because it was a house that we were sitting there getting rowdy. We weren't taking, shots and doing drinking games and all of that stuff. It was literally just 4 girls sitting around, watching a movie, having conversation, and fucking going home. It wasn't, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a big party where I would have to clean up. It was everybody had a beer and then they'd throw it in the trash. There wasn't this huge thing to clean up. That's why I never threw a party, because I didn't want to clean up that fucking mess. Like you, I would go to somebody else's house. Oh, you want to fucking trash that house?
I'll trash your
place. Fine, I'll go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a nightmare.
That's hilarious.
Never again. I don't care. What do I do if I suspect my roommate is urinating in or on my shower supplies?
What?
Okay, so long story short, my roommate, 19 male, treats our 24 female, 24 male, and 28 male house like a frat house, and we don't get along at all. Yeah, because you guys are all older and they're fresh out of their house. I've been the most vocal about it, though we all agree it needs to stop. It's been going on for about 5 months. It recently came to a head when I found out his friends were making female house guests uncomfortable by talking about them sexually when they thought we weren't in earshot. So I put my foot down about having guests in the house at all. He's not happy about this. Oh, God. Today I showered and washed my face in the shower. When I got out, all I could smell was human urine. I chalked it up to the bathroom stinking until I left the bathroom and the smell remained just as strong in my nose. So I started freaking out and washed my face with a cloth that I kept in my room, and the smell disappeared. I'm seriously freaking out about this as I keep all my toiletries in there, and I don't know exactly what could have been pissed in, and I don't feel safe anymore. Done.
Get rid of them. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Because you'll never not think you're washing your face with piss. Or washing your hair. Or whatever. Right?
Or anything.
Anything.
Well, and you know how, you can start to think that you just smell it? Mm-hmm. So then you're super paranoid. Mm-hmm. You're like, I just smell pee now. That's all I smell. It's all I can...
Yeah. What the heck?
No.
I can't. It drives me crazy thinking that people It stresses me out thinking people have to deal with this type of stuff. Like roommates, like really terrible roommates. Mm-hmm. Or really bad, like rental situations. Mm-hmm. It stresses me out. It sucks because it's like no one should have to deal with that type of shit.
Yeah, no. And why would that be the thing that you would do? Is like pee in something like that. Like, because now my thought process is like, that's not the only thing that person pissed in or on. Everything's gone. Everything in the kitchen is gone.
Yeah. And you have to round up all the other roommates and be like, go through and like maybe smell it, start smelling stuff, and then be like, and this person's fucking gone. Mm-hmm. Like gone. Pack their shit up on the, locks changed, and be like, no, I'm not dealing with that.
That is one of the worst things that you could probably do to somebody.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just saying, like...
No. I could think of terrible things to do.
I know that you can think of terrible things, but what I'm saying is like, that's one of the worst things. It's out of the blue.
Well, no one plans to get pee in their hair.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it wasn't
you're
planned.
Innocently going... The person planned to do this to them.
Yeah, but you're saying out of the blue.
That's what I'm saying. My first thought is not like, oh, I pissed off my roommate, so they're going to go piss in my shit.
In my shampoo.
In my shampoo, in my body wash, like whatever. No. Everything in the fridge is gone. I mean, like everything. Mustard's gone. Everything. No idea what this person is capable of. No. I would freak out. That roommate would be terrified. I would be like threatening so much shit. I'd be like, fall asleep, motherfucker. Just wait.
I'm just like thinking of terrible shit I could do to someone if I really disliked them. Yeah, I could maybe so much worse.
What if that got in their eyes? What if that got in their mouth? Huh.
The toothpaste.
Oh, God. Face lotion?
Face lotion?
Ew. It's fucked up. Oh, my God. I would be second guessing everything.
I know.
I'd be like, is this water? I don't care if it's clear. It's fucking being dumped. I'm done.
Just means they were hydrated.
It just means they filtered it. What the fuck? Fuck, Britta.
Out of everything, yeah.
Just horrible.
Yeah. People are fucking terrible people. There's some out there. I couldn't deal with them. No. And I couldn't... Yeah, there's no way that person could stay in the house. They're gone. Yeah.
They're done.
You got to get rid of them.
No. Literally, I would be just smelling everything. And it wouldn't even matter. I wouldn't even need to smell it because I would just be tossing it.
You know it.
There would be no reason to smell it. It'd be gone.
Just get rid of the person.
Yeah.
That's your problem. You're living with a terrible person.
And even them doing that, it's not like you could do that back to... Like, I could not personally do that back to them. Because I'd be like, there's no way I would sink to that level. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd make them terrified to go to sleep.
But I wouldn't pee in their stuff?
Okay. I would just give them nightmares.
If you just took a poop in their shoe?
Huh? That just seems like that would be like a lot of stuff to do.
A lot of stuff to do?
Yeah. All right. Like, you gotta go find a shoe, and then you gotta like wait until you can poop, and
wake up and a cup of coffee.
Go get some Taco Bell.
Oh. So glad you're a great roommate. I really hate reading out loud. I
know you do. We used to, like just sit and read out loud to each other. We do it on our anniversary trips when we have no TVs and we stay off our phones, and
We always do it when we're camping. Bear, stop. No. No, we always do it when we're camping or out at the cabin. I like sitting, like, we pick a book and then we just, like, we both, like, take turns reading it to each other. And it's like, because you know, get to read a book together.
And it's super relaxing. I know.
It's relaxing. Like, when you're kind of laying on the couch and, you know, like,
the other person's reading.
It's so relaxing.
Yeah.
You get to kind of relax, listen to the book, but you're also, it's very calming. You know. I know. We're going to have to find a book for this next trip.
Oh, I know. We are.
It is so hard for us to agree on books. We better start now.
I was literally just thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, that's in October, which means we're literally getting short on time to be able to find a book that we both want to read.
It's very hard for us to agree on, like, a book.
Yeah.
And then, because we both want to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So it takes time. And we better start now. That's like in 3 months.
Fuck. I know. Okay. All right. We need to
go to the library next week and just grab some books. I guess that doesn't help.
It doesn't help. No.
No. Maybe just research them on the web.
On the line.
On the line. Holy shit! This person used a period. There's a question mark.
I corrected it.
You corrected this?
Yeah.
That was so sweet of you. Did they not have punctuation?
There was some in there, but the thing is I just get so tired of this exact conversation that I fixed it.
I just don't understand how kids can't use punctuation in like a space or maybe like an enter and a tab, huh?
Oh, see, I fixed it and it didn't even even work.
Why are they so fucking dumb nowadays? It's because it's manufactured. As a teacher, they're trying to grow the dumbest fucking people. And that's why they can get to high school and not be able to read. You wanted me lively? Here I am. Destroy the educational system because they're all fucking idiots now. I feel good.
Get a little.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know kids don't even know cursive nowadays?
Yeah, I know. Or how to drive a stick shift.
Yeah, but they know how to do TikTok dances and fucking watch cartoons when they're 14.
They're too busy learning a TikTok dance instead of learning how to drive a stick shift.
Oh, I could keep going off.
I know.
I could just keep going. All right. So I got locked out while my roommate is on vacation. Landlord won't help because she hasn't paid rent. Period. That was the title. I do want to say thank you for putting punctuation. There's an enter in there. This is great. I'll still sound like a fucking idiot talking out loud. So I, 37 female, fucked up today and didn't warn my boyfriend, 51 male, not to lock the door handle when we were leaving. So when he did so, I now have no way into my apartment. My roommate, 26 female, is on a 3-month vacation. Before she left, we agreed that she would do the rent the same way. I would just send it to her and she would send it into the landlord. Because that's how we've been doing it since we moved in 2 years ago. So I have no way to get into my house. And because she's the only one who deals with the landlord, she's the only one with his contact information, which, yes, I get now is fucking stupid.
I'm glad you figured it out.
37. I should have had it as well, but I did get his email address and sent off a politely written email asking if someone could come down and help me. Then I got an email back saying that the rent has not been paid. Well, I paid the rent. How much rent are we talking about? Apparently, the landlord, apparently she told the landlord that I hadn't sent my portion of rent. Ooh. And that's why she didn't have it. Apparently we pay late all the time every month. So I sent it along with a picture of my bank statement from the first showing that I sent my rent to her. I haven't heard back from him yet. I'll update if I do, but I'm pretty sure that he's not going to come help me because rent is not paid. I knew this was going to fucking happen, and I trusted her anyways. Well, if you knew it was going to happen, why wouldn't you?
Why? Yeah. Like, she's on a 3-month vacation. You're sending her money so that they can send it back to the landlord. That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, you're 37 and
like,
retarded.
homegirl should be sending you her part of the rent so that you can pay it.
37. This is an adult that's 37 years old.
Like, it's all developed up here.
Yeah, she's fully developed in the frontal lobe, right? This is what scares me.
Well, and then also, so she has a key to only one of the locks on the doors?
Edit. Guys, I do have my keys, and I did not have them with me. We were never given a key for the bottom lock. Okay. The landlord is coming this morning to fix it, and I'm going to email him and ask him if he could just remove the door handle altogether. Why would he remove the door handle to his own fucking house?
Yeah.
37. Oh my God. And she's not just on vacation. She got away to work with her friends, so it's vacation that she's getting paid for. Completely honest, I'd like to ask some moderator to please lock this because the amount of people just being mean to me is ridiculous. I wasn't looking for solutions. I just wanted to complain. So if you wait, I just wanted to complain. Don't actually give me solutions.
Well, and
to
also
the problems that I've created.
I've literally put this online so other people could read what I'm going through, and you think that they're not going to tell you how dumb that is? Like, do you not see, like, how can you never be in contact with
your landlord? I look at it as there's no reason to ever contact your landlord if you pay them on time. That's all they want. They don't want problems. They want to know if something's wrong with the house, right? Yeah. Hey, the downstairs flooded. Maybe do something about it, right? There's certain things that landlords want to do. They don't want to deal with being paid late every time and then wondering, where's my money? Because I'm still making a mortgage payment.
And the thing is the landlord doesn't really care if you paid your roommate. The landlord cares that they got their money. Mm-hmm. So your roommate gave him your half of the rent and said you never paid. That sounds like a you fucking problem. Well, yeah. You decided to do this, like...
And then you relied on... Okay, because you are 37 years old. You relied on the younger kid... 26. There's tons of responsible 26-year-olds, right? Mm-hmm. But you were worried about this one that's specifically your roommate.
Yeah.
And then you thought, I'm just going to hand all my money to her, and then she can figure... Because I, as 37, am too stupid to fucking send my half of the rent.
Yeah.
Or send all the rent and then collect it. Whatever. You do something. Have the receipts. Thank God I guess she had a bank statement and she doesn't keep it in rolls of quarters under her mattress.
Yeah.
Like a fucking moron.
Well, yeah. When I lived in a house with like 4 people, we all wrote our checks out.
Like individually?
Individually.
Yeah.
And gave them to the place. Because we were on the lease. And so it showed who paid and who did not. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like accountability.
It's the accountability of it. You don't... I couldn't imagine, especially living in that place. I was like 18, 19, whatever. And I could not imagine, one, thinking that
all your money to him.
thinking that one person is like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go spend this on alcohol or drugs or something, and I'm gonna go pay all the rent. Fuck no. That person would have taken it all. We all would have been evicted. Like, you have to be responsible for your own shit.
You don't trust anyone.
And if you're both on the lease,
yeah,
you send your money to the landlord and they send their money to the landlord.
Don't trust anyone.
No.
I don't remember. Okay, remember the shitty house in the hood?
Oh, yeah, upstairs.
Our first place?
Yeah.
I don't even remember how I paid rent there. I honestly don't remember. Every month the guy got paid, right? I've never met him. I think I had his phone number. I never signed a lease because I took it over from Brian.
Yeah. I feel like it was like something.
Is it like an automatic thing?
No.
Did I write a check and send it?
I think that we would write a check and send it somewhere.
Huh.
There was no automatic thing at that place at all. And then, yeah.
Never met him once.
No,
no idea who the guy was. I just paid him $350.
I don't even know how we told him we were like moving out or anything.
I think I called him. I'd called him before. Remember when I asked if I could mow the backyard?
And he was so stoked.
He's like, holy shit, you're going to mow the backyard? I'm like, yeah, because it's a jungle and it's summer and I'd like to sit in the backyard.
And then you did it one fucking time.
Yeah.
We did hang out back there.
Yeah. We hung out.
Like one time.
We barbecued and, just relaxed and avoided the tweakers next door.
Yeah.
But I called him, right? I mean, I had no issues calling the guy. I just don't remember how I paid him.
I don't know. It was so long ago. Our rent was like $300 a month.
I think it was $350 a month.
Oh, yeah, because when we moved out of there and we went to the Whimsical Pig, it was like $400. Yeah. We were like, oh, yeah. And it was like such an upgrade. 2 bedrooms. Well, that place was 2 bedrooms too. But the Whimsical Pig, we had a walk-in closet. It was newer. It didn't have like light or electricity, the front house and the back of the house. Yeah. So like when you turned on a light and had the microwave going, half of the house didn't lose
You didn't blow breakers every time you turned the microwave on. Yeah, it was a really big upgrade. It was a huge upgrade. And ironically, still really shitty neighbors. Oh, God, that... Because that place we really lucked out. In below us was garages. Yeah. So we were like in the middle. There was a garage below us, and then above us were those neighbors who would just fight and scream and then have sex so loud. It's like they beat up each other. They're the ones who had the garage below us. Yeah, I don't even know. Because I remember standing out there smoking a cigarette on the like 1 foot balcony. And like the guy coming in one time and, you know, he comes out of the garage. He was parking, came out of the garage and he was like, sorry about that last night. And I'm just kind of like, don't you mean every night? Yeah, it's like, is it like a weird thing where they would like physically fight and then just go at it for hours? I don't know. It was like they would like throw things at it. I mean, it sounded like it was like, what is that, WWE or whatever, where they like break the chairs over and stuff. Yeah, they physically were fighting. It was loud as shit. And then the loudest sex they could possibly have. Yeah. Right after. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest situation. I wanted to move out of that apartment so bad. I just really disliked them in general. They were just... Well, it was so awkward. And that was just the thing. Those were the only people that I ever remember seeing like on the same level as us. Because when you walk up and there's our door and then there's another door over here. Yeah, that guy was cool. I don't ever even remember seeing that person. Yeah. And then I don't ever remember seeing or anything the person across from them. It's just that one. I know. Just them. And then, of course, they're the ones who had to have the garage below us. Because in that apartment, it never ended up being that if you rented a garage, very rarely was that garage anywhere near where you actually lived. Because it was just an available garage. Like, so I don't know how they got the one directly below us. I don't know. But yeah. That place was a blessing and a curse. There was great things, and then there was
Yeah.
terrible things about it.
Yeah.
That's just every apartment, I think. It's just every apartment.
Well, it was such a nice apartment, especially coming from where we did. Like, that place was a shithole.
Yeah.
That place was so old. I think that's one of those old Craftsmans that you bought out of a Sears catalog.
The house?
Yeah. And you built.
I don't know about that.
Back in those days, like.
When there were 2 levels?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a lot of houses in that area that are that.
No. You know, it had paper-thin walls and terrible electrical, so.
It definitely could have been built by a homeowner.
Could have been from Sears.
Right? Yeah. So it was such an upgrade, and like with just newer things, and I remember being like, "Oh my god, we have a balcony!" It was just a stupid little 1-foot balcony that like 2 people could fit on.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah.
Fuck the city.
Yeah. Fuck living in a city.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Am I doing another one?
Yeah.
Ugh. You're so much better. You're superior.
In every way.
Having in-laws as roommates. I, 30 female, and my fiance, 30 male, moved in with my in-laws in January to help each other out. They're conservative Christians with an 8-year-old daughter. So I've been filtering my language, watching my not-so-friendly shows in my room, and also being respectful of their views and rules. We pay for the room, $750, internet service, $115, and half the groceries, $250. Right now, their daughter is on summer vacation, doesn't do chores, just watches TV all day. Dad is part-time and mom works for the home. I would help out with all the dishes and cleaning around multiple times a week. But now that they're all home mostly, I stopped. I will clean my dirty dishes, bathroom, and if I leave a mess in the kitchen from cooking. Mother-in-law recently complained that we don't help out enough, but I'm not just cleaning their dishes. They leave a whole sink all day and just cook enough to feed themselves or pick up after their daughter. Can't wait till the lease is up next March. Who fucking signs a lease with their parents? Can't wait till the lease is up next March. But I feel like living with them is bad for my relationship with my in-laws. Also, I'm a bit salty because we took them out to dinner Sunday and paid $200. They ordered multiple appetizers and desserts without our consent. Didn't even thank us after the meal. OP comments talking about paying for food and what? Comments talking about paying for food and if the in-laws cooked, whatever that means.
Like paying for food, like because they're paying the $250 a month for half the groceries, and the in-laws cooking it.
They did at the beginning, and I would always do the dishes if I partook in the meal. Even though they haven't said anything to me, I could tell that they were getting annoyed that I never cooked. I never had my own kitchen or cooking supplies, so I don't know how to. Plus, I'm gone from 4 to 6, 5 days a week, and I don't feel like cooking for 5 people when they've been home all day. Don't live with your in-laws. As much as they're paying, they couldn't find like a little studio apartment and be by themselves?
So a couple things, like you're like, why would you pay, like why would you sign a lease with in-laws? I would do that with family anyways.
I just never lived with family.
Well, no, we would not do that again, but I get the signing the lease. Like it helps both sides.
All right.
But then like complaining about taking them out to dinner and spending $200 like on food and they didn't even ask about like appetizers or anything.
Then don't take them out.
Yeah, I think that when you take somebody out to dinner,
you don't get to complain that you don't get a thank you at the end, I guess. I don't know. Like
I mean, polite people would thank you or whatever, or be like, hey, are we going to get appetizers for the table or something? But, I mean, if you're saying, hey, let's all go out to dinner, people are just going to order what they want to order. I guess I don't get the whole...
I don't get it if, like, you're doing this
They're already salty.
You know, if you're doing all this to, like, you know, save money and help everyone out and keep costs low, then don't go out and spend $200 on dinner and then complain about it.
Yeah.
You're like, because $250 was half your groceries in a month or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't...
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's just like the whole thing is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's not going to end well. Next March, so that means they got like 9 months left. 9 months.
And you're already like not in a good mood about this.
Yeah.
Like shit is only going to get like a million times worse.
Yeah. You and your fiance should have never moved in with his parents. Because they sound like it's like they were like, this is a great idea because we'll save money and then we can be lazy. We can be lazy because we'll expect all this stuff from these two, right?
The parents were thinking that? Okay. I was like, I thought you were saying them.
No, the parents are like...
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's usually not a good idea. I mean, you and I lived with my parents for 6 months.
Yeah, to pay for the wedding.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 months before the wedding and 3 months after the wedding, and we paid everything off and moved out. Like,
because...
And that's where I'm saying, like, we had kind of an agreed upon time that we were going to be there, everything like that. Like, so that's all good and everything. But, like, if it's not working, get out.
Yeah.
Because nothing, even saving money for anything, is never going to help a relationship if you're already salty and you got 9 more months to go of living with people.
Yeah. And if they're expecting you to cook and clean...
Yeah.
But they don't want to, and then the husband works part-time, and the mom works from home. It sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you're all adults. Just be adults and live in your own place.
Well, and not only that, you know what? Like, if you have to do the situation, talk about it right away. Right away. As soon as something happens. That first time that they're expecting you to do dishes... that have sat around all day, and he works 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 days a week. She does. Or she does.
Yeah.
Whatever. The first time that they're expecting you to do dishes when they've been home all day doing whatever, that's when you talk about it. Mm-hmm. Not let it build up for months. The first time, you know, that they want you to do other cleaning, you know, and you've been gone all day and they're there, talk about it.
Recipe for disaster.
All of it.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
Be a big kid. Get your own place.
Yeah. It seems like every time people move in with other people to save money, it's just like, it always ends up being a disaster of where shit's worse because maybe they saved a little bit of money. Maybe they didn't. But now the relationship with whatever person they moved in with has now just gone to absolute shit. Mm-hmm. Like, is it ever worth it to live with somebody and have that relationship go to shit over saving some money?
Yeah, a couple $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Probably not.
I truly believe, like, if you're in a relationship, right? Fiance, married, whatever, dating, you have to have, like, a living situation where it's just that person. You don't need other people because to focus on and be frustrated with and all that stuff. You don't need it. It's not worth it. Yeah,
it's adding a lot of extra stress to everything that probably doesn't need stress added to.
Yeah, you're an adult. You're in a relationship. Just live like a big kid. Okay. Put your pants on one leg at a time.
Yeah, I just don't even know. All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my boyfriend rent? I, 24 female, moved in with my boyfriend, 27 male, 10 months ago. He bought his house 2 years ago and paid the down payment himself, but his parents have paid his mortgage since. We split all house expenses and utilities 50-50, but recently we've been spending a lot more money on shopping and trips, so our expenses have been higher than usual. He said he was low on money, so maybe I could start paying him rent. I said that didn't seem fair to pay him rent since he doesn't pay his mortgage. But he said the arrangement is between him and his parents and not between me and his parents. Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay rent?
So that's tricky.
Yeah, because...
Super tricky.
Like, if anything, I would think that she would pay the parents rent.
They're not married. They're just dating. So, in my head, yeah, she should be paying him rent. What he does with the rent money is kind of his concern. They're not married, right?
I agree. Except for the fact that she knows that he doesn't even pay his own mortgage. That's why I'm saying I think that she should pay the parents rent.
Yeah, but how's that going to go over?
I don't know.
It's why would he save up money and put a down payment and then parents are making the mortgage payment?
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
No. Usually it's the opposite. Here's some money, a lump sum, whatever, to get you to be able to buy a house. Like own a home,
yeah.
And then you take everything else is on you. It's weird that it's the opposite way. But if you take his arrangement and his folks or whatever weird fucking thing they got going, the girl still is living at the house not paying rent.
True. But either is he.
It's not his problem. He owns a house.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
See, and that's where I think that if she does pay any rent, because they both pay half of everything else.
Mm-hmm. You know what he should do?
He should have never told her that he doesn't pay his mortgage. And
or he says, you're right. I'm going to start paying the other half. You pay half, I pay half, and now we're even, and we're just doing it right. And then when he collects the money, he doesn't have to pay shit. He's already got it worked out. Just saying.
Okay, there is an update. We had a long conversation about our financial arrangement and agreed on more clearly defined contributions to our joint expenses. We are planning a budget and cut back on our spending. We agreed that what I would be spending on rent should instead go into savings for a down payment on a house together, and he would use equity from selling his house, so we both contribute the same to a down payment on a house together.
That's pretty smart.
That is pretty smart.
Except if they buy a house while they're dating.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster too. Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't actually know though, because
I mean, some people can be together for 20 years and never get married. It's not a big deal. But some people
being married does not define the fact that a relationship will or will not work out. Just dating and not getting married does not define whether a relationship would or would not work out. But I just think that because with a marriage, like the state has certain things that qualify, 50-50, like laws, right? That are like, okay, everything's split 50-50, whatever. If it gets that far and you guys don't figure it out, like going through a divorce. But if you're just dating somebody and you have things like property and bigger things, that's not as defined as well. And so you kind of need to have another agreement.
Like a contract.
Like a contract written up by like a lawyer saying, we contributed 50-50 to the mortgage to the down payment. Yeah. If something ever goes down, we split it. That's all I'm saying.
I get it. I
don't think it's a bad idea. If you want to get into that financial arrangement with somebody who you're just dating, fine, go for it. But just cover your shit. Yeah. For both of you.
If you think about it, like the whole, like, if you really like kind of analyze what marriage then becomes.
Yeah.
Right? We sign a paper. Me and you agree to be with each other until we don't want to be with each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, now the government's like, cool, you can be on his insurance or her insurance or whatever, but now we're going to tax you different. And then when you guys duke it out in court, in 20 years, you can fight over all the shit you have together.
Yeah.
It's super weird. So, like, in a way, I'm almost like, when people are like, you know what? We can date for the rest of our lives. We can just be in this relationship, and we don't need to, like, any part of the government.
Like, you don't need
to acknowledge the amount of love.
You could even have, like, a wedding without all of the paperwork and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could have some ceremony with your friends and family and whatever.
But, like, when you, at least when I look back on it and see, like, all it is kind of like this ceremony to say, yes, I want to be with you forever.
Yeah.
But if I don't want to be with you, then we go to court and we fight. Like, this is really cool right now, and it costed us $10,000. But then when we go to court, it's going to cost us $100,000, and we have to split DVDs.
DVDs.
We can fight over the fucking dogs. Like, it's.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I don't know. There's probably a good reason. There's maybe there's perks. I don't know. Of having, like, a marriage certificate, being married. But I feel like there's just as probably many perks as not.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know about saying, like, perks per se, but, like, people who aren't married and say something happens and there's, like, medical stuff, like.
You could have power of attorney.
Well, yes, you can have power of attorney, but I'm saying if something just randomly happened one day and you've never set up that power of attorney, like, that person can be kind of screwed. Or having them on your insurance because it's like a spouse or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. There's these built-in perks, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's some. I don't really see, like, I don't know. I guess I just don't like the word perk. There's some things that to where it makes sense, but then there's other ways to where.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't.
But, like, all I'm saying is, if you're dating someone and you've been with them for 5 years, the thought that you can't put them on your insurance is crazy.
Yeah.
You have to get married and then sign a certificate and stand in front of a fucking pastor, judge, or whatever.
Justice of the peace.
And then be like, okay, cool, we signed your piece of paper. Now we're married.
Yeah.
We're still in love and we still live together and we're still, the same couple. But now I can put you on my fucking insurance.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
There's just weird oddities that, like, oh, we get married and now we can do this. We can pay more fucking taxes.
Now,
Hell
if something
yeah.
happens, I get all your fucking debt.
And then I can put life insurance on you, so if you die, I get money.
To pay off all of the debt.
Pay off all the debt.
Yeah, I know. I know, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. I mean,
both ways make sense.
Both ways make sense in their own way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if 20 years later and we're still not legally married, it'd be like, whatever, it's my girl.
Yeah. Well, and there is common law marriage in states.
I get that.
But I think that only comes to, I don't know. Yeah.
Would you still want to have your same or your maiden last name if we were together for 20 years and we didn't sign that piece of paper?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
You wouldn't care?
I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't have to spell out my last name to anybody.
It'd be pretty easy.
But I do have to, do you know so-and-so? No, the fuck I do not. My last name is so common. I don't know that person. No, they are not my cousin. That was the only thing that was annoying about that. What it is now is just like, oh, how do you spell that? Where's that originate from? I don't fucking know. It's my husband's. It originated from him.
I don't know. The Jews.
Yeah.
Back in the old land.
Would you like to ask my husband? He knows where it originated from.
Like it's like American Jew because it was probably different, Back in Poland.
Yeah.
Russia, wherever the one. It's like,
no, I don't know. I still get that, people, like we know people who have been together for a long ass time and not married. Mm-hmm. And they're perfectly happy.
I see pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
And it really probably depends on the people, right?
Yeah.
Like if the woman and the guy were like, why would we be together if we weren't married? Mm-hmm. And then there's other people who are like, I don't need this piece of paper signed by anyone. I'm going to be with this person forever, and I'm just not going to change anything in my life. And we're going to be individual people in love, and we'll just spend the rest of our lives together. Yeah. I get both sides of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't think,
You know what? You know what I think you should be able to do? Well, I think you could do it. Couldn't you get, like, some type of legal document that says if we do trigger a divorce, it automatically like sets up the terms where you don't even like, this is a contract. If you want to fight it, you got to go get a lawyer, but this is what we've agreed on, right? The settlement of our, marriage.
So like it can happen, obviously a prenup, but there's also postnup. So yeah, like you and I could hire a lawyer today, go down and say, because we always talk about this, like you always want to do something when you're like in a good space, right? It's kind of like if you start a business with your spouse,
do it when it's not successful. This is really important.
Exactly. Do it when it's not successful. Do it when you guys are starting and you're on good terms and you figure out the terms. Is it kind of a dark subject? Yeah, a little bit. But at least you're figuring out the terms of how if something does go wrong, if something goes bad, you are saving yourself in the end. It's like, well, this shit's figured out. And yes, you could fight it, but, it's kind of like having an ironclad prenup, So if you start...
Because then you don't go into, like, say...
And you should do it even if you don't start the business with your spouse, because if you start a business while you're with your spouse and they don't do shit with that business... Depending on what state you're in, it's still 50-50 theirs. Yeah. Because they,
I get it. But that's what I'm saying is like, you almost, hey, we're going to put all these kind of mechanisms in place. So if in 20 years, even if it's like amicable, like you're sitting down at dinner and you're like, you know what? I'm not happy. Yeah. You're sure as fuck not happy. Let's just trigger the fucking... the divorce contract that we have. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. And you could be divorced in a month, a couple weeks. Yeah. And then split it all up. It's all, everything's been agreed to, right? Future, like, investments, equity, money, whatever, is all. And then you don't go and do these year-long divorce proceedings and spend tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers, Yeah. Just seems smarter to me. Like it'd almost be like you go get a marriage certificate, you go to a lawyer.
We've talked about this. Like if one of us just randomly inherited money, like a lot, like a good, nice life-saving amount.
Life-saving?
Life-changing. Sorry. Life-changing amount. Hell yeah, we would go and get, whether it be me get it or you get it. Like, I'd be pushing you to go to the lawyer and be like, okay, we need to figure this out.
Like, I would still be married to you, but I'd fight you on principle. You could have anything in the world, but I just want to win.
But that's what I'm saying is you figure it out when you're on good terms.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people do get prenups is if they do have money or other things, houses, like property previous to a marriage or something. Before they get married, when they're still on good terms, they're having these things figured out so that you're never worrying about it.
I think the plus side is just always be broke. You can never fight over anything if you have no money. If you're just poor, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, all I want is the dog. If you were like, oh, I'm unhappy, I'm going to leave you, I'll be like, all right, well, that sucks, but I get the dog.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Which one?
My dog. My fucking dog. That's all I want.
That's funny.
And then money from the house. Like.
Yeah, see, exactly. See, and then money from the house. All you said is the dog.
Okay, maybe I'll keep the house and I buy you out.
No.
What if we just both live in the house?
That's probably how it would go down.
Yeah. I don't want to live with anyone else.
No.
Stupid.
I don't really want to date anybody else either.
Maybe we shouldn't get divorced.
Well, probably not. I don't think there's anybody else who could put up with me.
I feel like we settled this.
All right, it's settled. We're good.
I guess we'll just stay married. Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna go to Vegas. See ya.